Four Downs with Rich.
Here we go.
Why did he something?
All
First
right.
down.
First down. Now, this is evergreen. This is evergreen. Like, literally, we could say this any year. But this year in particular, yes. And now, this week in particular, first down. What are the Bengals doing?
I know.
They're 0-11. Okay. And they're now given the job back to Andy Dalton. They bench him to see is Ryan Finley the guy from NC State. Well, I guess they determine he's not the guy. And if you've determined he's not the guy, then the guy that you benched for him still isn't the guy. And the guy that you need might be sitting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana right now. And the way to get the guy who's sitting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana right now is not to put the guy with the most experience in how to win football games back under center. You get me? I think this is simple math and football general managing 101. You're already 0-11. You're almost home. I know you don't want to go 0-16. That is definitely a mark you don't want on a franchise index resume. One game, you can win one game and you still got enough room, but Fitzmagic is still on the calendar. You beat Fitzmagic and they don't win another game. Now you got 2 wins. You don't get Joe Burrow. What are you doing? Now you're going back to Andy Dalton because what? You want to finish 3-13, 2-14? You're almost home. It's easy. Keep this kid in the game, and that's it. But no, I don't know what the Bengals are doing. That's first down. Here's second down.
Second down.
You know, I always like to look at the schedule and look over the steering wheel, and certainly in terms of playoff seeding, playoff tie breaks, playoff scenarios. Looking over the steering wheel make you a little smarter, keep something in the back of your brain as you're watching the games. In the AFC South, the Texans and the Colts are done with each other. They just finished their season series last week. Colts had an opportunity to sweep the season series and get a big leg up in division. They couldn't do it. Houston is now in first place, and the Colts are back at 6-5. And the problem for them is they've already lost to both the Steelers and the Raiders. That's not a good position for them to be in, trying to get this 6th and final playoff spot in the AFC playoff race. So who does that leave in that division that's still got a shot? Yeah, the 6-5 Titans, they've yet to play the Houston Texans. They have not played each other. And guess what? The Texans and Titans play in Week 15 and Week 17, meaning it isn't possible because the Texans have a tiebreak over the Chiefs in that big win that Deshaun Watson and the Texans had in Arrowhead early in the year, meaning the Texans' best they could finish, we're assuming, is 3. The Titans sneak in as the 6th seed because they'll still be behind the Buffalo Bills, who I think are going to be your 5 seed. It's entirely possible that the Texans and the Titans play Week 15, Week 17, and the first weekend after that. They could play 3 times in 4 weeks. I didn't even ask El Zero to figure out if that's ever happened because I didn't want to see his head pop off his neck because he's still compiling all the stats that Lamar Jackson had from last night.
He did just give you a look.
So I gave you a break. Happy Thanksgiving. Texans and Titans could play each other 3 times in 4 weeks. Keep an eye out for all of that. Third down.
Third down.
If the 49ers get the 1 seed, and they're still in line for it right now, they will have earned it. You take a look at the last 5 games of everybody that's in this NFC race. There's a lot of tough games on the schedule for Seattle and Minnesota. They play each other this week. There's a lot of tough games on the schedule for Green Bay. There's a ton of tough games on the schedule for New Orleans. But San Francisco's taking the cake from here on out. First up, Lamar. They got to go visit him on an early window. Then, Week 14, they're at the Saints. And the Atlanta Falcons are next up for them at home. That might be the only breather, as the Rams don't want to get their season swept away by the 49ers or in general. That's a Saturday game coming up on NFL Network for everybody to enjoy on that Saturday night, the Saturday before Christmas. And then they're at the Seahawks, which could be for all the the NFC West or top seed marbles. That could be your game 256 on NBC, which I imagine is knocking on the door right now in the NFL. They've got the Rams hosting the Seahawks in a flex game in Week 15. I'm wondering, pardon me, let me get this right. Seattle and the Rams are Week 14, pardon me. I'm wondering if they're knocking on the door to see if Fox protected San Francisco and New Orleans when they had an opportunity to. Because if it was like Week 6, it was, the Niners were still undefeated, but the Saints still had maybe Bridgewater for the foreseeable future. They might not have put their marker on it. Because if I'm NBC, even though Al enjoys taking the courtesy card of the game, I saw what the Rams looked like against a stout defense and a quarterback who could keep it and run it. Even though the Rams season, not to put it all on a kicker, when Zerline missed that kick against Seattle, how different could the Rams season have been? Just throwing it all out there.
They probably still get blasted.
But maybe so. If the Niners get the 1 seat, they will have earned it, folks. Here's your 4th down.
4th down.
All right, Mikey, best part of the day. Best part, maybe, arguably, with all due respect, the best part of the week
Yes.
By the way,
is hot take Blake.
Collins refused, with all due respect, for George. With all due respect, George Kittle is the best tight end in the NFL. An absolute insult to all the other tight ends. Not that Kittle's not good, but
no.
I mean, Kelce.
Great use, though, of the phrase, though.
With all due
Great
respect,
use by Collinsworth.
He, with all due respect, all the other tight ends, not named Kittle. All right. I'm holding the hot take plank. My 4th down, where I go for it.
How hot are we going here? Like, what's the temperature here?
I don't know. You'll tell me. How about this?
Okay.
350? 4?
I do this based on how it's a copycat league, and everybody sees Lamar Jackson. They want to get their Lamar Jackson. They want to get somebody who has that type of game. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing how Kyler Murray, how well he is performing despite the mark. He has really played very well.
He's exciting.
Okay, and if you get the right system, right coach, right guy, put it all together, and we're going to see what's going on in terms of copycatting. Tua will be a top 10 pick in this upcoming draft, is my 4th down. He'll be back throwing before it all goes down in Las Vegas.
Him throw.
Somebody's going to see him throw. The medical checks out. Tua will be a top 10 pick. I almost, for your hot take.
Top 5.
I almost said he's going to be chosen before Joe Burrow. I can't go there yet.
That is super flaming hot.
I can't go there yet because I don't have the medical reports. But all reports and conversations and nuggets and factoid says that he is going to be fine. When it all comes down to it, Tua, you will hear his name in the first 10 picks in Las Vegas, Nevada on the last Thursday of April 2020.
All right, hold on. Let me go to this. I think you might need to make this top 5 for it to be super hot.
What, some of my trade up to go get him? All right, I'll do it. What do I care? Who's going to remember it?
We will.
No, I shouldn't say that because
this mock draft I'm looking at right now doesn't have him in the first round at all.
Okay, well then that's ridiculous. He'll be a first rounder.
It was also the same mock draft that you poo-pooed on for having Joe Burrow number 1.
Well, if Tua was healthy, he'd still be number 1 overall. And the reason why is you just saw again with Lamar Jackson. I know they're totally different players, but in terms of mesh point, trying to figure out who's got it, who doesn't, who can run with it, who can throw it, who can also be inspirational with his personality and essence. That's the guy. I mean, Burrow doesn't have that game like Tua does. It's a copycat league, bro.
Joe Burrow can move, though.
I know he can. But that's my hot take.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.